If this is what matters most to you, if this shit for you is what matters most, that's fucking pitiful. I want to try to get real here for a minute and talk about sacrifice. Sacrifice and your fitness goals. Sacrifice and building muscle, bodybuilding, competing, whatever it is you're trying to do, in whatever regard. And this won't be your typical clown tube perspective on it. We all know that it takes sacrifice. We all know about the great sacrifices that you have to make to reap the rewards of being a fucking physical specimen, a leviathan, right? The health risks, which people want to say aren't there, which are. The thing is, people don't realize they're there or understand it because they don't know what they don't know, and they don't know too much. The health risks, the expense that it is food. You know, you'll see people debate that. Oh, people say food's expensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money on food. Dog, I'm a grown man. I'm not going to eat like... At this stage, I'm going to eat well. I'm going to eat well. I eat filet mignon. You know, I eat tenderloin and shit. I don't fuck around with sirloin or any other thing. I eat tenderloin. If I eat, doesn't matter if it's bison or if it's beef, it's tenderloin. I eat the best cuts of meat because I live in the USA and it's available to me. So yeah, for me, yeah, food's an expense. This is another sacrifice because you need to buy food and you need your gym membership and you need to get your sleep and take your supplements, and you know, so it requires discipline and work ethic and commitment, and it's all sacrifice, 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 right? And that makes you feel like it's some kind of a worthy, honorable endeavor. I'm here to tell you that that's bullshit. That really, especially if you're a man, this applies to everybody, women too. But I'm not a woman. Never been a woman. The only time I was a man trapped in a woman's body was before I was born. So I don't know anything about that. I'm sure it's sacrifice and everything else just like we do, and you know, it's still hard work and they put the work in. And it takes work ethic and commitment and all that. It always takes commitment and consistency more than anything else. But I'm only qualified to talk about what I know as a man. And as a man, all of these things are qualities that you need to develop anyway. Doesn't matter, you don't have to be a bodybuilder, you don't have to be fucking, you know, there are people out there that are just awesome dads, awesome fathers. You hear about the love of a mother all the time, but you don't always hear about the sacrifice of a father. You know, if you got a good father and you know, that sacrifice, that's much more noble. But all the qualities that you need to have, the skill sets, to be successful in just building some fucking muscle, yeah, you need those to navigate the world as a man with any kind of dignity and respect and honor anyway. So, but the sacrifices that I want to talk about are the sacrifices of relationships, the sacrifices of your time, the life sacrifices that are unnecessary and they're unhealthy. I'm here to tell you that whatever you think you're chasing after, that it's worth it. It's all worthwhile. You keep telling yourself because you're chasing after this thing. You can't get it. It's out of reach. But you can see it, you can smell it, you can almost taste it, and you know it's worth it. And why is it worth it? What do you expect once you secure it? What do you expect that it's going to deliver unto you? What is it going to do to elevate your life? All that training, all that lifting, all that eating, you have to have proper perspective. You know, if you're running around like the majority and you're thinking that this is some kind of noble, honorable effort above all else and it's more important than relationships and, well, I have plenty of time later, I don't need to spend time with this person today because I got to get to the gym or I'm late for a meal and blah, blah, blah. That's all bullshit. And that's all going to negatively impact your life. That's all shit that you'll pay for, that others pay for. That's delusion. So I'm here to tell you that if you think that you're going to get 50 some inches of chest and 20 inch or better arms and 30-inch quads or whatever, and that's going to make you better, or that's going to make your life more enriching or something like that, it's not. It isn't. You're going to be sadly disappointed, and it's going to be an empty victory, because when you finally get there, you're going to find out that you were so preoccupied in the chase. You were so preoccupied in the chase that you had created this thing in your mind that's not real. It's not. Your life is not going to be any better, because you're the biggest guy in the gym, or people are looking at you in the gym or whatever, or you hear somebody comment behind you, your back as you walk by somewhere in a short sleeve shirt or something. My God, you see that guy? Man, look at those arms. If you're living for that, I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing really rewarding in that, man. I've been huge for decades. I've been at the pinnacle, I really don't get much bigger at my peak. So all this is downhill. And it's a struggle and fight for this, you know what I mean? And I'm getting bigger right now and all that and shit, but believe me, I'm well aware of the unnecessary sacrifices that I've made and experienced throughout the process of these decades. I'm well aware of the relationships that I fucked up, that I sacrificed, the harm, the people whose feelings I hurt, whose self-esteems I may have injured, because I had a distorted view of what matters, I'm telling you right now that all the muscle in the world is not going to keep you warm at night. There is little solace, if any at all. I would say there's none. There's none. So, if you want to keep pursuing this shallow quest, building it up into something that it isn't, you want to talk about disappointment, you want to talk about things like, oh, these fake natties, they're giving the children's unrealistic expectations. That shit will do you far, far, far less harm than you're going to do yourself and those around you and your fucking life overall by blindly pursuing this at all cost and thinking that it really means something more. It's a glorified fucking hobby. Anything more than that, if it becomes this is my life, this is my life, then how shallow, how fucking empty and hollow must your life really be? Just maybe it's because of many bad choices that I made along the way. Maybe it's because of the things that I sacrificed and missed out on of my own doing and deprived my own self of, that now maybe this last hurrah means more to me than it should. That's sad if that's the case. I'm not trying to tell you don't do it, not trying to tell you to discourage you. Just trying to tell you, man, don't lose sight of what matters. The people that are here around you today that matter, time you can't spend with them because you got to be in the gym, or you got to eat a meal, or you got to do this, or you got to do that. Do you know how many workouts I've experienced in my life now at 60? Do you know how many fucking times I've wrapped my fucking beaters around a dumbbell or a barbell or on a cable or whatever have you? Couldn't even dare even guesstimate how many. But the people that I have loved, that are no longer in my life, people who have passed on, can't go back. Can't go back. I can't have an extra day with those people. I can't say the things that were left unsaid, if there were things left unsaid in various cases with people. Can't go back and redo that. I can still go to the gym. I can still lift weights and work out. I can still eat all the fucking chicken and rice and shit that I want. They still sell protein powders. You know, it's not going to stop. But life is finite. Your life is finite. Mine is finite. And all the people that mean and matter the most to you now, if this is what matters most to you, if this shit for you is what matters most, that's fucking pitiful. That's sad. You need to find what matters more. You need to find what matters more. Or you may find yourself later on celebrating an empty victory.